I'm NyNy Davis, and you're watching Average Joe Sports Talk. This is NyNy Davis, wide receiver, defensive back at Etowah High School.
All right, NyNy Davis, welcome in. We had you on before. We didn't get the video out because of technical difficulties, but we're going to make it happen this time. Let's start off, and I'm sure everybody wants to know this. Where did you get the nickname NyNy at?
My middle name is Nashon, so it was just a short name for that.
So you grew up with the name NyNy, basically, though, right?
Yes, sir.
I like it. Take us back to the early years when you were a child. When did you actually start playing sports?
Around when I was like 5 or 6, Pee Wee.
Pee Wee? Did you play with, was it the Road Runners back then?
We were at Etowah. Road Runners was a little bit past my time.
I'm trying to date this man, but I lost. What other hobbies did you have as a kid growing up?
I played baseball also, and that was it.
You didn't have no fishing or anything like that?
I used to go fishing here and there, skating. That's about it.
We're talking skateboard or like skating?
Skating at the skating rink.
Okay. You still do that, don't you, on Saturdays? So back in the early years, who was somebody that you looked up to, like that you really admired? It could have been an athlete, a family member, just somebody that you really admired a lot and kind of wanted to be like.
I admired the Honey Badger playing at LSU.
Yeah.
You know, he was about my size. He was always making tackles, getting interceptions. That's just always somebody I looked up to whenever I was younger.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was All-American and is actually still in the NFL, be exact.
Yes, sir.
What was it about the Honey Badger that really stuck out to you above all other athletes that you've seen?
Because he was undersized and he still had that grit to be one of the top players.
If they call you the Honey Badger, I mean, and you're his size, that's for a reason, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
We get people all over the nation that watch our videos and stuff. For those who don't know or not familiar with this area, what's it been like growing up in Etowah, Alabama for yourself?
It's been everything to grow up in this community. Really loved by everybody. Everybody know my name. Know what I represent. Know what I can do, and know what type of person I am.
Good. I know you form a brotherhood in Etowah. I grew up in Etowah. You and I actually grew up in similar apartments. Talk about some of the relationships you've had and how these guys are like family to you now that you grew up with.
All of them are family. I get along with everybody. Treat everybody about the same. We share a big brothership around here. Trent, I grew up with him when we were real young. Played Pee Wee ball with each other. Ollie came in from Gaston's school system. We became close. I just came close with a group of friends, and we shared that relationship to this day.
Absolutely. Now, you actually started getting college attention at an early age. You actually taught the coach as early as 8th grade.
Yes, sir.
What was that experience like?
It was mind-blowing. After our last game, my 8th grade year against Pill City, I was coming off the sideline, and Ole Miss coach was there. He was just telling me how he think I could be a great player, and I was young and I still had time. He was just like keep my head on straight, and that was about it. And then Coach Knowles asked me to play varsity, and but I was only 120 pounds, so I didn't.
So, Coach Knowles was trying to get you to play varsity in 8th grade?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty huge right there. Now, you actually get recruited as heavily, if not more heavy, in track than you do football.
Yeah.
Correct? What is the difference in the coaches in the recruitment style? Is the track coaches as it is to football like a bigger difference, or is it similar?
It's about similar, but track they just don't push you as hard to really come to school, and it's like it's so different because if you're getting recruited as for football at that school, college track coaches can't talk to you, so they can't be recruiting you at the same time. It's only if you get a football scholarship there and you can do both. But if you get a track scholarship there, you can't do both unless you just walk on.
Okay, so it's mandatory you got to walk on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you basically they're not giving out 2 scholarships.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that makes sense. But now in your track career here, you've done something pretty remarkable. You've actually won the national title in 100 and 200 meters
Yes, sir.
at LSU. First of all, how did you get invited to that? And second of all, talk about that experience over there and how that was for you.
Well, I had a track trainer, and he was just like, maybe you should go, compete against the best. And because around here, I mean, it's some fast people, but I can go out and experience how it is competing against the best of the best. So I went. It was fun. LSU was a nice campus. There was a lot of people there, real competitive, and I just went out and did my thing.
Now, like a lot of people watch track and field, but it's usually at the Olympics when it rolls around. The track's actually, year-round sport. People train for it. It's very hard. What's some of the things you've learned in your training for track and your speed and agility that's helped you in football from a training aspect?
Just really, acceleration. Knowing how to use my speed, when to use my speed. What I need to use. Like, do I use all my speed here? Do I use all my speed there? It helps me out a lot during football.
Well, let me ask you this: like, right before the horn sounds or the gun goes off in track, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you when you're in the block?
9. I'm
really?
nervous.
Have you had some false starts over the years?
I did. My freshman year, I false started at sectionals, and they ended up letting me go again, which that's rare. Usually they just DQ you, but they gave me a chance, and I ended up winning state that year.
So you won the state as early as 9th grade?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's impressive. Now, you're getting recruited in football as well. I'm going to kind of change gears to that. What are they recruiting you as a receiver or DB or both?
Both. I offer Middle Tennessee at defensive back, and some other schools want me at the slot, and then some they want me at slot, kick return, punt return. So I mean, I could really play both ways. Yes, sir.
Well, a lot of schools look for that nowadays because they got scholarship reductions in some schools in different categories. But I've noticed a lot of guys that we've had on the shows talked about you could be playing multiple positions.
Yes, sir.
And it actually opens some doors for some guys. That's good, though. Let's bring it back home here. Let's talk about Etowah, because Etowah, the one thing you can say about anything else, if you're going to say about Etowah, Alabama, football is king at Etowah High School. So again, for the people that's never had the experience, talk about Jim Glover Field and the atmosphere it provides on Friday nights during football season.
Oh yeah, it's packed out every game. Even if we're playing away, it's always packed out. Our fans travel wherever we go. They support us no matter what. Raining, storming, don't matter.
I remember, when I went to school, and even before that, I was at Etowah in the 90s when it was really good teams, and then later on, like Cadillac and those guys. But I've seen that place where you couldn't even walk in it, like 12,000 people and stuff.
Yes, sir.
But, an average Friday night, it's still slammed. It don't matter who you're playing, like you said. And it's a unique atmosphere, and I'm sure you enjoy every minute of that, man.
Yes, sir. I do.
Now, you play on both sides of the ball as well. It's just me, you, and the camera here talking. Which side do you prefer?
Offense. I like scoring.
So let me ask you this. You're also on special teams pretty much every bit of the game.
Yes, sir.
Would you consider yourself a dynamic kick returner, playing offense and defense, or would you say I'm a wide receiver? If you had to judge yourself, what would you say you are? And then you do all these other things. What would you say you are first?
I think I'm a dynamic receiver, and then I just do everything else. But I used to just be a dynamic DB until I started playing receiver. But I feel like dynamic both ways for me, off receiver and DB, and then just kick return, just a thing I'm good
A
at.
little sprinkle.
Yes,
Add
sir.
it in.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me ask you this, and I like to ask players this specifically. When you're playing DB, say corner or whatever, what's some of the pre-snap reads you're looking at from the guy across from you?
If he lined up inside of me, what's his angles looking like? I mean, is it another receiver? Is it the two receivers on my side? What's the boundaries? How much field he got? Because if you don't have a lot of field, I just play him straight up. But if you got a lot of field, can't let him get inside of me. So I play different ways.
I got you. So let's flip that around now. When you're playing wide out and you look across and there's a DB lined up, head up on you, which I don't know why anybody would do that, but if they did, what are you looking at from him?
High age position. He look like he's finna try to take my inside away. Is he pressed? Is he off? Just things like that. Just if he's not up on me, I just go ahead and run my route. If he's up pressing me, I just make a move, get around him, and go where I'm supposed to be.
Who is the best wide receiver you've ever had to guard in high school?
Best receiver. Well, when Trent used to go receiver at practice, and he was probably the toughest. He got some good routes. Ollie really just jump balls. Really, that's about it. But best receiver all around I ever went against is Darnell or Emil Smith.
I got you. Now let's flip it over. When you're a receiver, who's guarded you the best, man on man?
Probably Deriki.
Ricky?
That's probably about the main ones. Deriki, Justin, but that's about it.
What about your 7-on-7 experience? I'm sure you ran into some.
Yeah, I ran into some good players in 7-on-7, nationwide players, top players in the world, and it was good competitive.
I got you. You feel that 7-on-7 makes you a better football player? Some coaches are 50-50 on that.
I feel like it do. You basically one-on-one.
Yeah, you get exposed or you get exposed.
Yeah, you either get exposed or you get do the exposing. So
Yeah.
it's just like you don't want to. You're gonna play not to get exposed, so you might play at the next level.
That's right.
So
let me ask you this. I hate even having to talk about this, but I mean it's a part of life now, so we're going to talk about it. The COVID-19, when it kicked off, and it's kind of ruined a lot of things and put small businesses out, but sports especially put them on pause. What are some of the things you've done personally to work through that, through all the negativity that's gone on with it, but to maintain positive and stay focused?
Well, I've been going to training 2 days up there in Boaz and Creoles.
Okay.
So I've been working out there.
Ryan Creel, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I've been working out there. And then, like during the days, I'll just go to the field, and then I'll go. I drive at car wash. I would go to the field, then go home and chill, and then go to work.
I got you.
But I used to stay going to the field, or I'm in the gym shooting basketball, being around friends. Going to the river, just doing things.
Staying positive, staying moving.
Yes, sir.
In other words, you're not eating chips and dip sitting on the couch.
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, I got you. Now, moving forward, how much do you think it's going to change the way the game as we know it is? I mean, I know there's going to be restrictions, and maybe there's been talk about face masks or special helmets. How do you see that happen?
I feel like, fans can come. I think they're going to have to wear masks. Football players, they were saying something about wearing, when it gets cold, the little things that come up with that. But basically, that's about it.
I've heard they're going to be longer timeouts and balls in between plays and stuff.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be a challenge, I think, for everybody, from fans to media to everybody.
It's going to be different.
To it. Yeah. But whatever don't make you, the tough times make, tougher people. So I think it's going to be good in the end.
Yes, sir.
Now, we just got the news yesterday that we're starting on time, which I think is huge. How does that make you feel knowing that, man, finally we can get something that we know is normal back on? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good about the situation. Finally be able to step back on the field, knowing you're going to have a season and be able to play on the time, not miss a game, missing a game was a big part of it. Nobody wants to miss a game, especially your last year.
Now let's talk about that first game a little bit, man, because that's Etowah and Gadsden City, to say the least, is a huge rivalry. Etowah and Gadsden High, the old Gadsden High, was a huge rivalry. But last year's game, there's 10,000 plus people there, and it was like high 90s. It was hot. It was muggy. Not a lot of people gave you guys a chance to win in that game.
Yes, sir.
And you guys went in there and won convincingly, and it kind of, I thought, springboarded you into a great season there. Talk about the Gadsden City rivalry in general, what it means to you and the city of Etowah.
It means everything. We get to play against our friends. We just compete against each other. Ain't nothing we take to the heart, really. We just go out there and compete, and whoever wins. But at the end of the day, we all just out there playing.
Yeah, there's a lot of respect, but it's a rivalry, but I noticed there's a lot of mutual respect, even between the coaches and,
Yes, sir.
and the fans and everybody. So talk about, speaking of the coaches, man, talk about your new coach, Coach Locke. He's new head coach, but he's not new to the program. Talk about him in general and the things you like about Coach Locke since he's been there.
Coach Locke came in last year. When I first saw him, I was like, dang, this man looked crazy. But he was actually cool. He came in, he was real competitive. He was going to keep you disciplined. He wasn't going to talk back. He wasn't going to disrespect anybody. He was going to do what was right. And that's what he really preached about, doing things right.
Yeah.
Doing it 100%. When you're doing something, do it 100%. Things like that. He's just like Coach Holiday. They had the same mentality. We just do a little things different, run things that's a little different. But I think he's a good man. He done did things that coaches haven't even done in this program. I think that's just helping us out, and he's just building something up that's gonna be great.
Yeah. And when we interviewed him, I had no idea his background. He all went to college, and some of the guys he's coached with and around.
Yes, sir.
But I think that's helped him kind of mold into the head coach that he's going to become, and already is actually. So I was really impressed with him. What's it like knowing that you got a guy in there that is not going to accept mediocrity? He's not going to, he's going to push you guys, because you guys, athletic wise, very few teams in the state is athletic as you guys, but if you don't have all that channeled in the right direction, it can go south.
Yes,
so
sir.
talk about having a coach that's not going to let you settle for being average.
It's good for real. You got everybody up and going. Everybody going their hardest. Everybody pushing for the same thing. That's really big. Everybody pushing to win, not just play for themselves and playing as a team. Because years back, we probably didn't play as a team, but this year it's going to be a team brought in. I may have to play running back one play offensive line one play, and it's just brought in as a team.
Whatever it takes.
Yes, sir.
So I want to ask you a two-part question right here. First one is, I know what your answer is going to be on this one, but I'm going to ask it anyways. What's your expectations for this team? Let's just say not necessarily winning the state. I know that is. Expectations maybe from an effort standpoint. And then the second part of that question, your personal expectations for yourself. What do you expect out of yourself this year? Let's start with the team first.
I expect us to work hard, go out there and play our hardest, give it all we got. Stay as a group, stay connected through whatever. As long as we give it our all and just play and, be coachable, respectful, carry your name on, without sports, then other than that, I think it's going to be a good year.
Now, the second part is your expectations for yourself personally. What are you going to do? What's NyNy Davis going to do to make this Etowah team better?
Be a leader, step up when time's needed, do things different, help the younger kids out, because when I'm gone, they're going to have to play, and just do things like that to help the team out, work hard, push them, staying positive, and that's about it.
Now, when you were coming up, you seen seniors before you, and guys from like Emil, Jamin, and they were seniors, and you were like, I know them old dudes, they're graduating. Did you ever think the day was going to come where this is your senior year, this is your last time, or is it always just kind of in the back of your head?
It's always in the back of my head. I never, I was
imagined it?
Yeah, I was just, my sophomore year, when Justin was talking to me, they was just like, you better enjoy it while you can. And I used to never think about it. I used to be like, man, I got time. Yeah, and then it just flew by, and then now I'm a senior. So
you look back, you're like, man.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this. So when you look back at your Etowah career to this point, I mean, there's going to be more memories. What do you think you're going to remember most about your time there at Etowah?
Really just all the happy moments, for real. It was, I walked through the halls, never been upset about anything. It's just always joy, being happy, positive, caring people, surrounded by caring people, and that's about it.
All right, and let's go looking forward right here. You're gonna be playing sports at the next level, which is probably going to be football and/or track and/or both.
Yes, sir.
What is the main thing you're looking at and your family's looking at for you making that decision in a school? What's something that you have to have, or you're not going to that place?
I just wanted it to feel like a family. I don't want it to feel like we're betting on the car or anything. I just want, if a college coach came to talk to me today, I want him to just talk to me like we're just having a conversation, not like they were trying to bid on me, trying to get me to come. Just, I just wanted to feel like a family, like a second family. They're gonna take care of me, make me a better person, with or without sports, and that's about it.
I like that, man. And before we let you go, I want you to tell your coaches, your teammates, and the fans of the Etowah Blue Devils, which is everywhere. We got more Etowah fans than I believe anybody. What's a promise you're going to make this season to make this season very special for you?
A promise I'm going to make.
If we look back at the end of this year and you say, hey, before this season, I promise I'm going to do this to make us better, what would that be?
Be a leader. I'm going to be a leader. Do whatever it takes for my team, for my coaches. I'll be hardworking, disciplined, and that's what I'm going to do this year.
NyNy, it's been great to finally get you in. We got you in the studio now, so we'll take care of the sound and all that.
Yes, sir.
And we will have this video up shortly, and I really appreciate you and looking forward to seeing you play this year.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.